Everybody's present. Still. Okay.
The indigenous people of Mexico believe that a soul could travel between this world and beyond. Each year, a 3-day celebration takes place called Dia de Muertos, or Day of the Dead. During this celebration, visiting souls are welcomed back for a colorful and exciting visit. Dia de Muertos is a unique and festive holiday that comes with long-standing traditions and is still celebrated today. The fall is my favorite time of year, and I've always loved the various traditions and holidays that it encompasses. This, combined with my grandfather's Mexican heritage and the growing popularity of Dia de los Muertos visionary and today's culture, has led me to want to learn more about the holiday. Today I'm going to share with you some of my findings. First, I'll tell you about some of the history behind the holiday. Secondly, I'll tell you exactly what the holiday is about. And finally, I'll tell you a little bit about the altars used to celebrate the holiday. I always feel the best way to learn about something new is to start with its past. Dia de los Muertos is celebrated not only in Mexico, but in other countries as well. According to the National Endowment for the Humanities, Dia de Muertos, which may be one of Mexico's best-known holidays, consists also of a blending of European traditions brought by the invading Spanish conquistadors and the indigenous traditions of the people of Mesoamerica. Though Mexico began the tradition of the Day of the Dead after the arrival of the conquistadors and the blending of the cultures, the celebration has spread throughout many other countries, both Hispanic and European. The celebration goes back as many as 3,000 years. Originally, the celebration occurred during the summer and went on for 2 months and celebrated a goddess of death, but was later moved to the autumn to coincide with the Catholic holidays of All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day on November 1st and 2nd, respectively. Since the 20th century, the celebration has gone on for 3 days. The first to prepare, the second to welcome back the souls of the children, and the third to welcome back the souls of the adults. Now that I've told you a little bit about the history of Dia de los Muertos, we'll talk more about the celebration itself. While many people believe Dia de los Muertos to be a Mexico's version of Halloween, it's not. The preparation for the festivities does begin on the 31st of October, but the holidays itself takes place on November 1st and 2nd, though it does share similarities with Halloween's, like their visual themes, such as skulls and spooky demons. SpeakingLatino.com states that Day of the Dead traditions vary among regions and villages. The way that Day of the Dead is celebrated today is a blend of the indigenous civilization traditions with the Catholic religion inherited from Spain. Frances Ann Day summarizes the 3-day festival of Latino and Latina voices in literature. On October 31st, All Hallows Eve, the children make a children's altar to invite the angelitos, spirits of dead children, to come back for a visit. November 1st is All Saints' Day. The innocent spirits will come to visit, while November 2nd is All Souls' Days, when families go to the cemetery to decorate the graves and tombs of their relatives. The 3-day fiesta is filled with marigolds, the flowers of the dead, pan de muertos, the bread of the dead, sugar skulls, cardboard skeletons, tissue paper decorations, fruit and nuts, incense, and other traditional foods and decorations. The families gather to celebrate as they wait for their loved ones to visit. Rather than take a sad approach to death to those they have lost, in an article on Mexico Connect, Dale Holt Praley pointed out that often the family will take a humorous turn as they happily recall anecdotes and funny events that included Liege of Hardin. One of the most important parts of the holiday celebration is the altars decorated for the returning families. As mentioned, the celebration itself takes place over 3 days. On November 1st and 2nd, it is believed that the departed souls come to visit their families at the altars they have made for them. Marigolds, as mentioned before, represent life and hope and are a very important part of the tradition. It's also an important part of the tradition that each altar has the 4 elements represented in some way. For example, fire and earth could be represented by candles and flowers. Miss Fitzgerald explains the importance of marigolds during Dia de los Muertos. Again, they're traditionally used to decorate the altars for the deceased. Each altar is often decorated to represent the soul that resides there. Loved ones may leave their favorite food or even one of their worldly possessions for the deceased to come visit. The history, meaning, and festivities that make up Dia de Muertos all help it make one of the more fascinating and festive holidays celebrated around the world. I feel like if there's anything that we can take away from this holiday, it's that we should celebrate life, both ours and those that are no longer with us. And that's that.
I forgot to hit record.
I know you did. I feel awful.